Welcome everyone. This is Zahid Bashir, the trainer in quantitative primary data analysis. Today we are going to cover the eighth day of SPSS data analysis online training, and it is required as a eighth day training on 18th March 9 p.m. to 9:40 p.m. Myself, Zahid Bashir, I am a faculty member at Department of Commerce, University of Gujarat, and a PhD scholar at Delhi College of Commerce, University of Gujarat. So, what we have covered so far, and what are the remaining parts, and what we will cover today. So, I will briefly let you know with a quick recap. We have discussed basic environment and layout familiarity, data management, overview of survey questionnaire and its types, code book creation and data entry, missing value analysis, demographic summary. We have discussed in the last session. Today we will discuss the cross tabulation and reliability analysis. That is the today's part. Uh, the first one is cross tabulation, and the second one is basically the reliability analysis. So we will cover the last two parts, the cross tabulation and reliability analysis today. So what do you mean by cross tabulation? What is the purpose of creating cross tabs or cross tabulation? So cross tabulation, it is also known as contingency table. Sometimes we call them contingency table. Sometimes we call them cross tabs, and sometimes we consider them cross tabulation. So it is a statistical technique used to analyze the relationship between two or more categorical variables. So what do we mean by categorical variable? There are some variable are continuous and some are categorical. If we have a variable having more than one categories like binary coding 0 and 1 or 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, something like this. So that variable is considered as categorical variable. In our case, the demographic variable are basically the categorical variable like gender, like qualification, like experience, like marital status. So all the demographic variables are considered as a categorical variable, and some of other variable may also be considered as a categorical variable. So whenever you need to analyze the relationship between two or more categorical variables, you are required to consider the cross tabulation. So it involves organizing data into table format, where rows represent one variable and the column represent another variable. So we may have two or more variable. Some variables are represented by rows and some variables are represented by column. That is why it is known as cross tabulation. The cell of the table contain the frequency counts or percentage of the occurrences of a combination of values of the variable. So when I will let you know how to create them, I will interpret the cross tabulation and I will let you know the procedure of cross tabulation. So cross tabulation is commonly used in various fields such as market research, social science, and business analytics to understand the association or dependency between different categorical variables. So our focus is on basically the categorical variables. We need to see the dependency of one categorical variable on another categorical variable. So it helps in identifying patterns, trends, and relationship within the data, which can be useful for making informed decision or further analysis. Additionally, cross tabulation can be accompanied by statistical tests such as chi-square test to determine if the observed association are statistically significant or not. So now I will let you know the procedure of cross tabulation practically. So we have the SPSS. I will let you know how to create the cross tabulation and how to interpret that cross tabulation. So we have some data set that we have used in our previous discussion. Like at the day 7, we have used some data sets. Uh, we have we have created some demographic tabulation, and that data was, I think, this one the data set that we have used. So let's open this data set right from our SPSS. It was the data set that we have used in our last session. So let me open this here, this one, the data set. I have used this data set in the last session, and I have created some demographic tables. So here comes the data, like gender, age, education, work experience, employment, working hours, salary. So how can we categorize this data set? If you see, there are two categories of gender. That is why it is called categorical variable, binary categorical variable. You can see this one also has more than one categories of variable. So this is also categorical variable. Again, this one is also categorical variable. So all of these are categorical variables. So when we need to define a relationship between two categorical variables, at that time we need to have cross tabulation. In case of demographic summary, we have similar categories. We have single categories of variables, and we explain their own characteristic. But in case of more than one categories, you need to provide the cross tabulation. For example, if we see uh, our working of 7th day, maybe this one, I have created a demographic variable. Uh, Here, I didn't provide you the dependency of one category on another. We cannot interpret the gender in terms of age. We cannot identify the gender in terms of education level. We cannot identify the age in terms of education level. So we need to compare these through cross tabulation. So how can we create the cross tabulation? So you need to understand this. So you need to go into your data set, go to analyze, go to descriptive statistics, and here you will find an option which is known as crosstabs. Crosstab is basically an option which is used for cross tabulation. So you need to click this option, and you need to select two categorical variable. For example, I want to compare gender with age. So I need to put one categorical variable in the row and one categorical variable on the column side. So let's suppose I put gender as a row and I put age as a column. Now, I don't need to do anything at this point in time. First, you need to understand how to compare gender with age as a cross tabulation. You need to click on OK, and you will find a table like this. This is basically a cross tabulation between age and gender. So if I take this table from here and I put it here like this, where it was, maybe I have not copied the table. Copy this table and put it here like this. Now, you can make it like an APS style, but let me first tell you how to interpret the cross tabulation. If you see, you will find gender on the left side, and you find on the upper side the age. So how can we interpret this table? We can say that there is no there is no female between this age category. But there are 56 male with this age category. means 56 males are from the age category 18 to 25, while there was no female. However, there were 16 female, because this row is basically related to females and this row is related to male. So there are 456 participants in this study, in which 128 were female and 328 were male. So we can say within the age category of 18 to 25, there were no female, but there were 56 males. Within the age category of 26 to 30 years, there were 16 females and there were 48 males. Within the age category of 31 to 35, there were 32 females and there were 80 males. Within the age category of 36 to 40 years, there were 32 females and there were 64 males. Within the age category of more than 40 years, there were 48 females and 80 males. So if we want to interpret the overall, we can say within the age category of 18 to 25, there were 56 males, 56 participants. Within the age category of 26 to 30 years, there were 64 participants. Within the age category of 31 to 35 years, there were 112 participants. Within the age category of 36 to 40 years, there were 96 participants. Within the age category of more than 40 years, there were 128 participants. So what further we can add in this table? We can also show how much percentage of females were in this category and how much percentage were males in this category. In the similar way, how much percentage were the females in the age category of 26 to 30 years and how much percentage were 40 years. So how can we calculate the percentage? So let's go again in the table. We need to go to the analyze, we need to go to the descriptive statistic, then cross tabulation. Now we need to see some options here, like we need to go to the cells option. Cells option is basically used for the percentage columns and rows. So you just need to click on the cells and here you will find an option of percentages. So if you would like to see the percentages in terms of rows, you need to click on this. If you would like to see the percentage in terms of column, you need to click like this. If you need to create a percentage like the total, you need to click on this. But let us show the percentage in terms of rows, and let us create APA style table. So you need to check on this like this. So click on continue and you will see nothing more. Click on OK and you will see a table like this. Now you can see here, you can copy this table. All right, like this. You can make it look like this. Now you can see here in terms of percentage, because we have selected row wise percentage. If you see here, this is row wise percentage. We can make some arrangements here. You need to rearrange this. You can select it all together like this to make it some visible figures. I will let you know how to format this table, but at this point in time, you just need to understand the role of percentage here. how to interpret the values, how we can use this table in our analysis, and how would it be beneficial for our understanding for the whole analysis. So you need to put it here like this. All right, now it is done. Now you can see here the table clearly. I have selected the option in terms of percentage in rows. If you see the first row, that is the representation of female. You can see that female is represented 0% in 18 to 25 age category, while the males were representing 56 in male category for 18 to 25 years. In the similar way, if you see the age category of 26 to 30 years, the female were representing 25%, while the male were representing 75%. In the same way, you can interpret the other values also. So this is how you can interpret percentage in terms of rows. Now, what will happen if we select the percentage in columnar base? So go to the cross tab, go to the cells. Let me just select the column as a percentage. So click continue, click OK. So what changes you have observed here? Now they are showing the percentage in terms of column. So this is more visible here. We can put it into our sheet like this, and we can observe how can we interpret this table. Now you can see that within the age category of 18 to 25, the female count is 0, which represent 0%, and the male count 56, which represent 100%. Within the age category of 26 to 30 years, the female count 16, and it represent 25%, while the male count 48, which represent the 75%. And in the similar way, you can interpret the other values. So it is up to you that how would you define the this option for your analysis. We go to the descriptive, sorry, we go to the we go to the cross tabs from here, and we can have any options that we want. In fact, we can have the multiple percentage option also, but it will it will create our interpretation more complex. So it not only provides the percentage in terms of rows, but also in terms of total, in terms of overall values. So I would personally recommend using this table, the column based percentage table. This is one that is mostly required by the journals, articles, publication process if you would like to consider the cross tabulation between two categorical variables. And always remember that you can consider more than two categorical variable also. For example, if I go to the analyze, go to the descriptive statistic, and goes to the cross tab, we can have more than one variable on the row side or column side. Let's suppose I am going to take the employment uh, in terms of you can say row side. No, in terms of column side, for example. Let me make it simple. Let me choose the column percentage only. Continue and click OK. And you will see a table like this. Now you can see the employment category, and you can see the gender wise male and female, and they didn't have considered uh, they didn't have considered, 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 uh, they didn't have considered the age here. They have provided the separate table for age with gender, and they have provided gender with employment status. So we can have the cross tabulation just like this. So you need to consider them separately in case of more than two categorical variables. So this is how you can create cross tabulation. So there are some other options too, but we right now we don't need other options here because this is the main options that we normally use to allow with cross tabulation. We have some options here. If we want to consider the chi-square value, we can use this option here. For example, if I need to calculate the chi-square between gender and age, I can calculate it from here. Just need to click OK, and it will also provide me the chi-square value. But right now it is not necessary here because the topic is basically cross tabulation. We don't need to find out the chi-square here. At some point in time when the topic would be the chi-square, I will let you know the basic theory, basic idea, hypothesis against these chi-square tests, and I will let you know why it is used. So I hope you have understand the cross tabulation process. The next thing that we today we would cover is reliability analysis. How what is reliability and how it is assessed using the SPSS. So whenever you have some factors that are required to measure your main variables, then reliability of those factors is basically required. So you need to understand that it is the first step in analyzing the reliability of your factors. So reliability analysis is a statistical technique used to assess the internal consistency or reliability of measurement scales or instruments, such as questionnaire or test. So whenever you want to measure whether your questionnaire scales or questionnaire items are valid and reliable or not, you need to assess the reliability of your variable. So statistical package for social science like SPSS is a widely used software for conducting the reliability analysis. So what is the basically criteria whether your constructs or whether your statement is reliable or not? So the criteria is that your Cronbach alpha value, which is basically estimated through reliability analysis, this value should be at least 0.70 or higher. If Cronbach alpha is less than this value, your scales would not be considered reliable according to the criteria. So how we can check the reliability? First, I would let you know why we are using this reliability. We have collected data on these statements. I have told you. I will let you show the scale. This is the questionnaire that I have shared with you, where you might have put these demographic factors, and you might have put it this statement as a variable. So these statements are basically the indicators or scale measurements. So we need to assess whether these statements are reliable or not. So we have put here like short duration training. You can see here SDT1, SDT2, SDT3, SDT4, SDT5, SDT6. These are the statements which are asked in short duration training. Like you can see here, here, short duration training. Yes, this one, short duration training. There were 6 statements in short duration training. Statement 1, which is known as SDT1. This is SDT2. This is SDT3. this is SDT4, and this is SDT5, and this is SDT6. So these six statements consider a common variable which is known as short duration training. So here in the data set, these are the six statements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I want to see whether the data that I have collected on SDT1, SDT2, SDT3, SDT4, SDT5, and SDT6, whether these collected data is reliable enough to consider for further analysis, because these are the initial analysis steps. So we need to consider whether our data is reliable enough to consider for further steps or not. Like, you apply for a job and they consider a test whether you are fit for doing that job or not. So first you need to pass the initial phase as a reliability of the data. So what we need to do, we go to the analyze, and we go to the scale. This option is basically used, and here is an option of reliability analysis. Again, I would like to show you, you go to the analyze, then you go to scale, and then you go to reliability analysis. From here, you need to put those factors for which you want to see the reliability. And always remember, you don't need to check the reliability of your categorical variable. These are categorical, or you can say them demographic factors. You don't need to check the reliability of your demographic factor. You need to check the reliability of your item scales, those items which you have asked as a strongly disagree to disagree scales, or 5-point Likert scale, or 7-point Likert scale. So these are the statements for which reliability is assessed, not for demographic factor. So what we need to do, we go to here, and we need to put these one by one in the item side. STT1, STT2, STT3, STT4, SPT5, and SPT6. And always remember that you need to put the items that are relevant to a common scale. Do not mix these items with other scale items. LDT1, LDT2 are basically the other scale items. So always consider those items which are related with a single scale. So you need to consider only these items which are related with the same scale. So after doing this, you just need to click on OK, and you will find the Cronbach alpha here. This is Cronbach alpha value, and you need to put it here in order to see whether our reliability analysis is okay or not. You see here the Cronbach alpha 0.903. So what was our criteria? Our criteria is Cronbach alpha value should be 0.70 or higher. So either your value should be 0.70 or it should be higher. So if your value is 0.70 or higher, it means your scale is reliable. So in this case, our scale is reliable. In the similar way, you can also consider checking the reliability of other scales too. So let's suppose I go to the analyze, go to scale, reliability analysis. Let me just put back all these one by one. I have checked that SDT is reliable scale. So I need to check another scale item like LDT1, LDT2, LDT3, LDT4, LDT5. So these are the 5 statements. If you would see here, long duration training. This was the short one. This is long one. Long duration training. So these are the statements of long duration training, that is LDT. LDT1, LDT2, LDT3, LDT4, LDT5. So we need to see whether these statements are reliable enough to consider for further analysis. So we need to click on OK button, and we will see the reliability of LDT, and it is also reliable because the value here is also greater than 0.70. So at least 0.70 or greater value is required. If this value is less than 0.70, then you need to check why your scale is not reliable. In the similar way, you can see the scale, the reliability of other variables. You go to analyze, you go to scale reliability analysis. You need to put it them again, and always remember that always check the reliability of the items which are relevant to a single or common scale. So ES1 to ES4, what does it they mean? ES1, that is effective scheduling. ES1, ES2, ES3, ES4. So what we need to do, okay, and you will find here the value 0.85, which is also greater than 0.70. So it's mean this scale is also reliable. We go to scale reliability analysis. We can check the reliability of another measure like OS1, OS2, OS3, OS4. So what is OS1, 2, 3, 4? OS is basically optimized scheduling. So whether these statements are reliable enough to consider for further analysis. So we need to check them all. Click OK. And you will find also the Cronbach alpha 0.852. So it means this scale is also reliable. So go to analyze. Again, we need to check another scale like this. So we have FS1, FS2, FS3, FS4. We need to put it here, and we click OK, and you will find a Cronbach alpha 0.825. So what does FS mean here? FS here means flexible scheduling. So we must have another variable, like we can see here. After FS, there are PS variables like PS1, 2, 3, and we need to check their skills item. These are project success variables. So let me change their measures. We need to have scale measures here. Now this is a larger scale that I have used for measuring project success. So PS mean project success. So these are the items related to project success, and there are 16 items. So we need to check the reliability of this scale. So we go to analyze, we go to scale, we go to reliability analysis. We need to put it back like this. And we need to consider the scale here. We can put them all at once like this, and we need to check, or we need to click OK button. So we can see here the scale 0.963. So this is how we can consider the reliability analysis. What if our reliability is not good? What if we found a value less than 0.70? What to do at that time? For example, if same scale items are there, and I need to check how we can improve the reliability. There is an option of statistic here. You need to click it, and you need to click on scale item, scale if items deleted. This option is used when we need to see that by deleting which item of a particular scale can increase the reliability. So you need to check this option. You need to click continue and you need to click OK. So it will provide the reliability and it will let you know if you delete PS1, your Cronbach alpha will become 0.96. If you delete PS2, it will become 9.961. And further, which item would delete will result of how much value. So sometimes if your Cronbach alpha is less than 0.70, then you need to consider that option. Then you need to consider or you need to delete that particular item which is creating your reliability to be less value. So this is what we were considering for today. If you have any question, you may ask about today's discussion. Yes, Rabia, Ms. Hina, do you have any question regarding the reliability analysis or cross-tabulation for today's discussion? Please let me know.
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Hina, please let me know if anything you need to consider here.
No, sir.
All right. So let's just have a practice for today's session. Consider the previous data that I have previously shared with both of you. And tomorrow we will discuss the variable computation and descriptive analysis of the composite variable. This is the part which will basically take us to the advanced level because after doing it, we will consider visualization and graph, mean comparison, correlation, regression assumptions, and so on. So all these are basically based on variable computation and descriptive statistics. So tomorrow we will cover the variable computation and descriptive statistics of composite variables. So I hope that the previous part is clear to both of you. So stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you very much.